where it's they're talking about eating on WeChat, eating their black neighbor to survive the lockdown. Wow. I don't know if you know this, that the Chinese are incredibly racist. Here's the funny thing is they were talking on WeChat. And the black neighbor was on WeChat.
Oh, no.
And so that's him responding. He's like, don't eat me. Zero COVID policy, a city now, Shanghai, that's 26 million people in
that's
Shanghai.
Nice.
They're now on full lockdown.
Oh, good.
We added the music because it was boring.
Upbeat. I like it.
No, it's a happy lockdown.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I have to stay inside my house.
I'm afraid of everything.
Mostly government.
Gonna drown my goat in
you're
a
alive.
bathtub.
Don't do it.
And by the way, the streets are completely empty because anyone, I don't know if you know this, who was breaking quarantine. Look, this is the problem. They were sent to jail.
See? I told you so.
No, you said wet shirt don't break, not piss shirt bend bar.
Twist it. Hey, help. Okay, yeah, get it.
Well, at least they're having fun in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're learning about each other's cultures.
That's awesome.
So when people talk about dystopian futures, it's already happening. And it's happening in the country that our political representatives, many of whom not only have financial ties, but they publicly praise. Or in Eric Swalwell's case, with whom he fornicates on a regular basis.
Oh, it's his only
spies.
option.
How is that guy still employed? He was banging Chinese spies? Nothing?
He was asexual right up until then.
I mean, if I were banging Chinese spies, I'd expect to at least get audited.
I mean, Kennedy banged a lot of spies, and we saw what happened there.
Not Ted.
No. He just drove women into the river.
He was like, hey, I have international secrets. Like, okay, you keep them to yourself.
Thanks, Dad.
Yes, you've drank those secrets away.
Yes. So Chinese authorities now, they're actually using drones as a way to what? To what? And I'll subtitle this for you. I'll do it as accurately as I can because it's in Chinese. Remind citizens to stay home. Please comply with our COVID restrictions. Control your soul's desire for freedom. Do not open the window or sing. That's what they're saying.
That's not creepy at all.
Do not open the window or sing.
That's pretty much the CCP party platform. Control your soul's desire for freedom.
Yeah, exactly. And there was one lady who was just opening that window like, I just want to sing. Oh, no. Oh, there she goes. Where is her mask now?
They just have snipers. You didn't die from COVID.
No, exactly.
Bore it for singing.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, when in Rome.
It's not K-pop.
So if you thought that was creepy, the drones, check out this thing. That's completely unnecessary, by the way. You could just use a drone. That's just to intimidate.
That's horrifying.
Hold on.
Well, Sharper Image did go out of business. You got to do
did.
something with all of it.
Hold on, time out. So we have perfected technology to have an autonomous dog-looking thing walk
That's
around
not
the
an
streets.
autonomous dog.
Then
It's a
they
remote
have to-
control dog.
then
Somewhere
they
there's a guy
have
in a
to
rice hat going,
duct tape.
it can only turn left.
The megaphone to
Yes,
the
they
top
have
of
to
it.
duct tape a megaphone.
That's just to scare people because they want it to look like I Am Legend. The drones already do that job. It's a less
hell?
effective drone.
We have a terrifying headless dog, but we don't have glue that works.
Or the idea of maybe building in a speaker. I have no idea.
They duct tape a megaphone.
Maybe go to Bose or something and see if they can help you.
Next is just some animatronic goat with a Teddy Ruxpin on its back.
What the hell is this?
I love you. Stay inside.
Like this caution tape.
We run out of robot dogs. Get real dogs. Get duct tape and speak and spell.
Put duct tape on. It worked just fine.
It's just going to be a pigeon with a turntable on its neck. Now, this also may be the most insane thing to come out of China. Again, you just saw the media praising China. This is why this matters. The media doesn't have your best interests at heart. And of course, many of our representatives don't. If they praise China, the only acceptable words to follow if you're working in the American media, a reference to China, is condemnation. For almost anything, pick a subject. Condemn them. because it's the Communist Chinese Party. Doesn't mean all Chinese people. By the way, that's the best thing you can do for the Chinese citizens as well, who are under the oppressive thumb of the Communist Chinese government. A lot of us forget about them. Maybe the most insane thing that I've seen coming out of China, who are doing a fantastic job, is they're absolutely insane. And I thought they were supposed to be good with science.
Me too.
The Chinese.
Yeah.
Their COVID testing methods. This is real.
Testing fish?
Who don't have lungs. They're testing a fish that doesn't have lungs, but then they give them a vaccine for their 2 inflamed hearts.
It is weird, but at least they're not like murdering pets or anything.
Oh, no. Actually, I think I have some bad news for you.
What?
So, yeah, they're killing pets. All.
It says they're reconsidering.
No.
Exactly.
Nope.
They're reconsidering.
They're going to kill.
That's what the dog with the speak and spell taped to its ass said.
Exactly. They're reconsidering murdering your pets.
What is that, a talk boy on there?
Yeah. Hello, this is Peter McAllister speaking. The father.
I saw you smooching with my brother.
Boney Bob, Criff.
You both have COVID. You die.
So one of the biggest problems too that residents have there is, they can't go outside. Which isn't all that, because if you go outside, you still find yourself in China. But
yes,
since they can't go outside, they're running out of food.
Oh, wow.
And some are so hungry, obviously, I think we have an overlay here, they're resorting to desperate measures. I have the tweet right here that I can read. Bring this up, overlay L, where it's they're talking about eating on Wechat, eating their black neighbor to survive the lockdown. Wow. I don't know if you know this, that the Chinese are incredibly racist. Here's the funny thing, is they were talking on Wechat. And the black neighbor was on Wechat.
Oh, no.
And so that's him responding. He's like, don't eat me. And they're like, LMAO. And he's like, you know Chinese?
Yeah. There's actually a translate button in the app.
Yeah. And then he says, why do you want to eat me? And contrary to what the media and many people like the former ambassador claimed, I don't know if you know this, people in China are actually getting as fed up as people in China are allowed to get fed up with the zero COVID policy. Here they are. They're still very polite. If that was Detroit, that cop car would be on its side.
Oh, for sure. This is disgusting.
It's absolutely terrible. And, where's the left speaking? The NBA won't even mention what's going on in China, but they'll...
Oh, of course not.
They'll support Colin Kaepernick and taking a knee. And so this begs the question, well, why aren't they reversing their policy as far as the lockdown policies? Well, this is, again, it's political, because Xi Jinping, he is up for a party re-election. And for those of you who don't understand, the person is selected by their party there in China. And if he's seen as weak, he's probably not going to get that seat. Yeah. So this is about political expediency. It's about the fact that they've made such a big deal out of this, they have to keep it alive in order to maintain any votes. And we see that here directly in the United States, right? They're sort of bringing it back out. In other words, if we go into the midterms and COVID is no longer a thing, that is the worst case scenario for Democrats. And that's why this story that you're hearing in China and the political ramifications may sound eerily familiar to the rhetoric that you hear from our scientific experts in the United States.
We need to be prepared to pivot and perhaps go back on some of the mitigations, like masking if required. I hope we don't need to go there. I hope we don't. But if we do, we need to be prepared to be flexible and really taper and guide our actions according to what the data show.
Yeah, need to be flexible. Okay, touch your toes, go jump off a bridge. How about that?
Yeah, that works.
How about this? Go jump off a bridge first.
I am the science. Oh.
Tries to play it coy. He's like, this is what could maybe happen. I hope we don't. Yeah. I really hope that I don't get elected permanently as scientific equivalent of tenure where I have control over everybody. I really hope that I'm not granted the right to access all of your private records. I really hope we don't have to do lockdowns. It's on the table, but I hope it doesn't have to happen. I am the science, by the way. Have you heard? Yeah. That's what they nicknamed me. It's like, no one nicknamed you that. Well, I call myself that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Smith does my wife.
Can I bring something up in this? One of the reasons that people were getting so pissed off in China was that they were starting to separate kids from their parents if the parents weren't positive and the kids were.
Right.
That's cool.
Literally. So here's the thing. And Dave and I were talking about this at the table before the show, and I was like, yeah, so Dave, if you're test negative but your kid tests positive, the government comes in and forcibly removes them from you, period. Babies and kids.
Right.
Just get that in your head. That's what the Chinese government is doing. For anybody out there that's supporting them, think about that.
Well, this is, again...
For an asymptomatic disease, in their own words. No new
This is an
deaths from
extreme example of what the left wants. The state is more important than the family unit. That's what I was talking about earlier, as far as marriage, as far as why we have marriage laws, because self-governance can only take place if you have a strong family unit. In China, the state takes priority, right? Takes precedence over the family unit. So I want to make sure.
You got that one right?
Yeah, Bill Richmond will get mad at me.
He will.
It takes priority. It's the fast lane over the family. Well, what do you see here? You see this exactly happening in Florida. All parents are saying is we want the right to teach our own children about sexuality, about sexual orientation and gender. And you have people protesting and funneling in money to the state simply for the reason that they believe teachers, public school teachers, public servants, should be able to teach your children about sexuality because they know better than you do. So you have the extreme example, China, they remove kids from their parents because they know better than the parents. Then you have a softer example. You see it happening in Florida, where teachers know what's better for your kids. Not only teachers, but crony corporatists at Disney know how to raise your children better than you do. And that's why, look, we can raise awareness. And this is the only comedy show that did not officially endorse Hillary Clinton. But we cannot enact policy here. We can hold people accountable.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.